Okay, I'm gonna continue reacting to the show on protocoding from protocoding. Um, what am I saying here? Get my own thoughts together here. So it was our software engineering jobs coming back. We're just doing watch along, just as I rant along. He's reacting to reactions and inception of reactions, but I like to give a little context because I've been around and I'm old.
Not AI.
Companies just are cutting tens of thousands of jobs.
The idea seems simple: fewer developers, more automation, and higher profit margins for companies. However, what started as an apparently unstoppable revolution quickly began to show its limitations. News such as Amazon experiencing 4 critical errors in just 90 days due to AI-assisted code changes made the world.
Yes, I said in my last video, who's to blame for when the AI actually breaks and crashes your production server?
Oh, it's the AI that did it. It's like, didn't IBM have this sign that used to say, "Never blame the computer"? Wait, I'm gonna look for it. Hold on, I'm gonna go find that fucking thing. No, not P. Not print, you ding dong. This Ecamm Live changed their changed their thing. Here we go. How do I pause this thing? Okay, yeah, there it is. Here's from IBM 1979. A computer can never be held accountable. Therefore, a computer must never make a management decision. So when management tries to blame the AI, it can't. According to IBM, that's not possible. That's a management problem. Blame the calculator.
My last video, who's to blame for when the AI actually breaks and crashes your production server? It's just a speed bump on the road to coding perfection, as the AICO would say.
World realized that AI was not as promising as believed. Reality began to show that writing code is not the same as developing software, and that artificial intelligence, although powerful, still heavily depends on human supervision. Gradually, companies began to notice that reducing teams was not generating the expected results.
Oh, really? You don't think all the people that just got kicked out, like, so you're saying the moment you thought you could safely kick us out or convince us into, taking some scraps while you ship a job offshore? You don't think we didn't notice that? Do you think the best team players are going to come back in and rah rah for the team after being treated like that? I think some of them are going to go off and do something else, do other stuff that may not be so great for the bottom line. They love this monopoly stuff, but it can only last so long, especially when you releasing this kind of stuff in the wild. And this is what the companies are using, the same stuff that's available to everybody else. Come on.
But instead creating new problems, more complex and costly to solve.
The study suggests that the return on AI coding, it may be more uneven, less immediate than investors have priced it.
While AI proved to be extremely efficient at generating code quickly, the truth is that it also began producing.
Yeah, I can generate code quickly. Does it work? I don't know. It's up to you to figure out. I'm the genius. I produce the code. It's up to you to figure out if it works.
Large volumes of code that required constant correction. Recent studies have shown that AI-generated code contain up to 1.7 times more errors than code written by humans. This has forced companies to spend.
Yeah, just a quick comment on that. I remember we were building some front-end component. I think we were just having some slider do something basic here with data. So it was basically an analytics tool to show some data analysis. And I remember I had an engineer, they used AI to create this, and I thought he checked his work. What ended up happening is he didn't check his work, and then we had to spend probably 3 more hours than if we just manually coded the first time to go ahead and fix this, because it was so mangled, it was so tightly coupled with other features, and things just weren't working right. Rest assured, I had to let go of this engineer, because the reality is you can't just rely on AI to not produce slop. It's just inevitable going to happen.
I mean, it has to. That's what it does. It's not this. It's just a word guesser. It's not this big complicated. Oh my god, it's ragging, it's manager AI and agents. It's like, it's not how. It's just hallucinating the whole time. Sometimes it gets it right. Sometimes you hallucinate the door is there.
And it will cost you more. There's this whole paradigm where you shift left within the software development lifecycle. So like bugs and errors that you could find in the planning are a lot easier to go back and fix, are twice as easy to fix than going to the next section, which would be the actual software design.
Yeah, do you gonna cut down this set of trees or this set of trees? Well, we're not so sure. Well, which is it? Well, we're gonna cut down that one. Well, you get halfway through, it's like, nope, you should have cut the other one. I'm like, we already cut down half these trees. Nope, we gotta go cut down these other trees. So we're basically cutting all the trees down. I thought we had a plan here. Well, we had to change the plan along the way. Yeah, those were endangered plants. We shouldn't have been messing with those.
design, then it would be the actual software development, then it would be the testing, then it would be production. So speaking of that as like a 5 quadrants, and you want to shift left as much as possible the errors and the bugs that you see within your software.
Shift left. I love this, like, because corporate speak, they do speak that way, but they're saying if you can figure out what you want to do before you do it, you might save some time. You might save some time doing the thing. If you know which way okay, are we going to go to New York or we go to California? We don't know yet. We'll just go to the middle of the country or just like go off one direction. You might get lucky. That's the ones that win, right? That's confirmation bias. We just see the ones that won. The ones that went to California, the ones that went to New York, we don't see those.
Engineering code. And anytime, for example, like if I catch a bug or an error while I'm doing the software engineering process, it's 4 times easier than finding that bug in production, or twice as easy as finding that bug while I'm testing to go ahead and fix. So the earlier you identify things, the quicker you get these done, the easier.
That's called having a good design. And with vibe coding, that goes out the window. And there was a big movement in the software development, like, no, we don't have a design at all. We just go in with our half cocked, just writing code, just jumping through, just punching tickets. It's like, and then we get to the end, it's like, this doesn't really work together. It's like, well, no shit, Dick Tracy. I thought we were something, not planning anything. See your pants, you're gonna figure it out as we go. It's like, okay, there is a stage of development, which I do love. That you have to do that, but there's another stage called who are we building this for? Do we have a direction? We have some sort of a sense of taste, like who is this for? We don't know yet. Just do database calls. Set up schemas. I've worked at some of these companies. Like, do you guys have any idea who is this for? Have you talked to him? No. That's not your job. You just drive up schemas. Can I talk to the customer? No. That's for the product manager. So the product manager talks to the customer because you can't talk to the customer. It's like, I've talked to the customer a bunch. I have my own startup, guys. Well, it's different.
It is to fix. And when you use AI and you're generating all this code, a lot of the time you don't catch things till they're actually in production. So just off the bat, you might be spending.
Damn. This part of this industry, just like just rush the code out, rush the code out. It's starting to kick us. I saw like in the past, I was like, this can't be sustained. You can't sustain this. Just see your pants the whole time. We've gotten away with it so far. I get it, but you can't keep going with that. It's like, yes, we can. Like, boom, blows up.
4 times as much time going to fix production level code, fixing these bugs. Rather than you just found it when you were performing your software development task. So really think of this process.
I mean, yeah.
Because AI is taking this whole shift left philosophy and just completely distorted it. It's really going from generation.
Vibe coding, there's 0 left. There's no left over there. There's no planning, customer, purpose. What? No, we're just vibing it. Such a scam. These companies just know all the exact thing to get the biggest audience, to try to sign up for their platform, to try it out, just to get them to the next quarter so they can get the funding, so they can show the VCs like, look, we got all these customers, but what are they doing with it? And are they making anything with it? Well, but we got customers. Do you understand? But did you lie to them? They're saying you could vibe code an app all the way through and there would be no problems? Yeah, but can you actually? Well, only in certain small use cases. So basically, a to-do app? Yeah.
To production. There's really no testing. None of these phases are in there. And it's really costly. It really is costly. It costs a lot more dev time than actually needed.
And more time.
But in the meantime, it's a lot of commotion. Look, we're pushing tickets, we're just making apps, we're bringing features to the market. But does anybody ask for that? Do we have any customers for that? Do we have any idea what we're building? Nah, that comes later. And they come in and get to the production. Like, this thing isn't working like we thought it would. Those guys lied to us.
Reviewing and fixing these issues. Additionally, massive code generation has caused companies to have up to 38% more code.
Wait a second. The marketing brochure said this was going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy, and it's not squeezy, not lemony, not peasy at all.
To maintain, increasing system complexity. The problem is that software development is no longer what it used to be, because now the challenge is no longer writing code, but maintaining it, optimizing it, and fixing it.
That's been the job the whole time. That's why people who used to be careful about how they design and had a design behind it, because they knew what the problem. The cost center is not the writing. The cost center is not the writing. The writing, get app to 1.0. Let's get the market quick. That's not it. The cost center is fixing bugs because you rushed it. So fixing all the bugs you left out, all the edge conditions, all the things you didn't think about because you had to get to market so quick. And now you're at market. It's like, this is hard to maintain. It's like, well, did you design it for you maintain? Well, it's hard to change. Did you design it to be maintainable and extendable? No, we just popcorned it in. We just wanted to get the VCs to see that we could get some customers in there. Did you lie to the customers? You tell them their capabilities that were not there? So how are you going to retain these customers? Now, once you burn them, do you just put a new name of the company? What's Globby Nickies and the Wiggy Waggies and Wobbly Boobies? Like, just put a new name up and just lie to them some more? Do you think that people might figure that out after a while? No, just maximize it. Look, we got away with it so far, so might as well keep going. It's like all their... Okay, so look, by now, the stuff they said back in 2022 should already be here, and it's not. And all they do is keep saying it is, but it's not. It may come, but it's not here yet. But they promised by here, oh, by now we'll have it down. 10 billion data centers are all doing all the things and getting all the things. So many apps built. It's like, doesn't look like it. It looks like you just got off, veered off, and got a little bit of a skim some of the hype train off there. The early hype train. People think it's a sci-fi movie, or the AI is super intelligent and knows everything. No, even just calling it AI is like a scam and a half. Because it's all the sci-fi guys. Oh my God, I get to light my app and I have no idea how anything works. I was like, yeah, but that's exactly what we're saying. It's all you do is $20 a month and you can do whatever you want. Like,
fact is that 61% of companies that adopted AI tools for programming increased their hiring of senior developers in 2026, mainly to review AI-generated code.
Now some of those...
And some of those guys are going to realize a lot, like, you're not going to get them anymore because they're just going to go out and use these tools to build their own stuff, and they'll plan ahead, and they'll have a customer. Now we're going to vibe our customer based.
Mid-level Google engineers are shaking free. This is your dream. So you just need to hold your hand up in this job environment if you're a former Google engineer, and you're going to get offers.
Another major problem is that artificial intelligence...
Yeah, they're bringing them back in. Now, the boys that go back into that, hey, you saw what happened the first time. They got a little sniff. They could possibly get rid of you. You better get maximum dollars. You got to get maximum amount of money because they're about to kick you out again. The moment you build a tool that replaces you, you're out again. And they're like, thank you, bye. Lattes.
Code without understanding business context. According to Gartner, more than...
They'll never understand enough context. I mean, that's really the algorithms that need to be vetted to be able to have...
Context is massive. It's in people's minds. But there's no way they can get the context. What is it called? Tacit knowledge? 100 billion terabytes. How's that? There you go. There you have the tacit knowledge of one company. 100 billion terabytes. Then you might have the tacit knowledge. Then you may get close to it.
An insane amount of context. It's really easy for a human to have context and understand things. And one of the bigger issues with using AI to code is the human that's prompting it can give it the wrong context. That is something that doesn't get talked about enough.
By the English language? Are you kidding me? As if the English language is the only goddamn thing we have to communicate as humans. Are you freaking serious? No, it's only word tokens. It's only word tokens. It's like, this stuff is like, so you guys are so autistic, and stop being so autistic. Most of the communication is nonverbal. That's why I like this video. I would never be able to do this in a fucking... How would I write this out? How would you get the impression I'm trying to give the information with my hands and how I'm shouting, be acting ridiculous? You never get that from a written piece of like, it's just very sober and like totally nuanced and all the details that nobody reads.
But if your context is wrong, and then you have AI generate code and you think it's right, but the original prompts you give it are incorrect.
Yeah, and also English language is extremely slippery. The whole thing was designed to have dual meanings on all the words that are very context specific and class specific. You're only going to know the word at one level, and there's 3 more levels above that unless you're part of that club who's dog whistling what the meanings are, the context. You're not going to see it. And the computer cannot get that nuance. It's not going to get that nuance in the English. It's just not.
Or maybe slightly differ from...
So this whole game of trying to get humans out of the loop is going to end badly, and I hope it does. I hope all these people that think about going to work at these damn corporations who the moment they get rid of the humans out of the loop, they're dead. So they just told you they're anti-human. They're an anti-human group. I don't know what the hell they are, but they think they have a sci-fi future with this AI god. This is legit. This is what they all fucking think they are going to be transhuman. They're uploading the computer. Go! Why don't you leave now? Anti-human motherfuckers. God damn. The computers are for the humans, not the other way around. People got this shit confused.
How you want your business functionality to happen, massive catastrophic bugs can occur.
And 50% of errors in AI-generated code are related to a lack of business context understanding.
No shit, Dick Tracy. Oh, you actually have to go talk to a customer, interface them, and not do it by email, by video call? And it's like, come on. So all I can see is like, we're going to have two groups of people, the inhuman and the human. And whichever system they're going to have, a human-run system or some kind of megabot global corp.
Not syntax or programming errors. AI can write functions, structures, and algorithms based on learned patterns, but it does not understand business objectives, technical constraints, or strategic decisions. This means that many times the generated code works in isolation, but fails when integrated into real systems.
See, these companies take a lot of this tacit knowledge for granted because they don't get to see it because it's tacit. It's in people's minds. It's how they feel and what the intentions are. And it's like, oh, you think you're just going to bring people back in to get their jobs eliminated again? You don't think people are paying attention to this little game they're playing? This shit ends badly.
This has been notable, as a study by IBM found that 4 out of 10 development teams reported compatibility issues when integrating AI.
For humans, I think we're going to pull out of this. I think we will see this for what it is, and we'll pull out of it. But right now, they got the run of the board. They think they got it all figured out with their AI god. Pathetic.
Code into existing infrastructures. As a result, human developers must intervene to adapt that code, fix errors, and optimize performance, increasing the need for experienced developers.
The tools, they're certainly being used. They're here. The payoff may just be more uneven than the hype suggests, and perhaps it plateaus at a certain point.
But perhaps the biggest problem with AI is that, unlike a human developer, AI cannot correct itself. When a developer makes a mistake, they can realize it in time. But when AI makes a mistake...
Of course. Why would it? It's not meant to check for mistakes, check for errors. It's meant to generate code. Look very fancy. Look at this to-do app I've just zipped up in 3 seconds.
It does not detect it unless you point it out. Researchers at Princeton University discovered that AI models failed to self-correct in more than 60% of cases, even when asked to review their own code. This has led companies like Google, Amazon, and
it'll never get better because it's not how it works. It's not how it works.
Meta to begin reconsidering their initial strategy.
It's just a search tool. They make it out to be this fucking amazing thing because they want to get their products evaluated to billions of dollars and try and build data centers to crunch all these matrix math. I think we've seen the max of what this tech has to offer until we have some other breakthrough with it. And God forbid it happens, because that's the end of humanity.
Are trying these tools, they're not always working, and so they're asking eventually, where's the value?
And experienced developers are aware of AI's limitations. Recent studies have indicated that up to 96% of developers do not fully trust AI-generated.
Yeah, why would you? Come on, 4% do. Who are those guys? I fully trust it completely. Have you actually used it? Well, I built a to-do app in 3 seconds. It worked pretty good. Pushed it right into production. How many users? Well, I just tested it for a few minutes. Ooh, push it to production.
Code. This has turned.
You should never fully trust AI-generated code. Absolutely should not trust anything there. It needs to all be double-checked by you.
Code supervision into one of their central tasks, leaving aside important tasks such as innovation. As a consequence, the real productivity of the few remaining developers began to decline. A GitHub study found that 49% of teams reported a decrease in real productivity, and ultimately, this translates into higher costs for companies.
Big tech now pouring more capital than ever into AI. Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon expected to spend a combined $600 billion in CapEx. That's this year alone.
All these limitations is
$600 billion. You could build a whole new country for that. What the hell? This is money laundering. All this AI stuff, a lot of it, I think, is money laundering operations. These people just know that whatever the hype wave is and people don't understand it, that's when you make the maximum amount of money. And you fake a customer base, you lie to people, get them to sign up. Look at this, it's just maximum. We've never seen that volume before. How is it fake? Are you buying your own stuff? We've seen them buy their own stuff back and forth. You think they can't buy customers, buy a user base? You think they can't do that? Do you think they can't simulate a user base? And they haven't been caught doing that over and over? This whole thing's fake.
AI-generated code have created a bottleneck in development teams. As a result, companies have begun rehiring.
Or people that got kicked out of here realize, oh, this is what the game is. You better go seize the means of production, motherfucker, before you get kicked out of your ass on the street.
Employees who were previously laid off. It is estimated that up to 4 out of 10 new hires are software developers who were former employees of companies that have laid them off after replacing them with AI.
Oh, look at that. They haven't learned a lesson yet. Hey, the lesson is you better get your own thing going and use these tools somehow, some way, if they're even effective, and plan on it, because these companies of the writings on the wall, they already kicked you out once. You think they're gonna? You don't think the moment they can get rid of you, they're not gonna next time? This coming, coming. And they're like, we'll trust him this time. Just like Charlie Brown with that kicking the ball. Lucy does the rug pull, does the pull the ball. Hey! You just can't keep. We grew up as a kid. We all read the ship to the end, and we knew what was coming. We knew it was, but we still read the cartoon. We probably could, if we saw Lucy holding a ball, holding a football. We knew what the end scene was going to be. Couldn't help it. Still have to watch the cartoon. One of the most popular cartoon series in the world, at least for Americans, at least for a period of time. And it was that same comic strip over and over and over again. And that was the joke. That, Charles Schultz or whatever is like, I'm gonna take a day off today. I'm doing another Lucy. I'm taking a vacation. I'm going fishing. They don't mind. They love this cartoon. It's the same cartoon over and over, because the experience is like, we just get rug pulled and we just can't figure it out.
This phenomenon, known as boomerang hiring, is rapidly growing in the tech sector, as these professionals can integrate faster, understand internal systems, and detect complex errors that AI fails to identify.
Yeah, so that's the reality. Great engineers will always be needed. Don't buy into the hype of this. And it kind of gets sad because you think about how much money they incinerate trying to build these new frontier models, trying to do all these things with AI, but it's just
money laundering operations.
A lot of it is hype. I mean, imagine if we put this into like a space program. Imagine if we took the billions that we're wasting on it.
Imagine if we had that corruption, the level of corruption reduced somehow in the country. What it would look like. If we went back to a high trust society. Well, that's going to take some pain. The people that don't believe in high trust societies gotta go. We gotta stop dealing with them. Prioritize Americans who believe in high trust societies and not want to fucking exploit every goddamn thing. Look, it's just hanging out there. It's open for exploitation, so it means we got it, right?
AI, and then we send someone to Mars, we send someone to the moon, or do some type of deep space exploration. Go see the moon Europa.
Of course, we'd already be on the moon. If the level of corruption was reduced by about 50%, we'd already be traveling to the stars. You can still have 50% of it, but they want 100% fucking maximize money. It's like fake money. What are you even getting the money for? For what kind of society? If everybody hates each other, it's a low trust society. Where's the head of Zuckerberg wants to live in a bunker? Not very human guy. He could create a whole new city with the money he spent on that Meta 3D thing. He could have a whole new city, a real city with people in it and everything. No, he wants to go build a bunker just to hide. Oh, okay. Yeah, these guys are our leaders. These are the people in charge. They got the bestest ideas. They want to bring people together and stuff.
There's actually life there. I mean, what's going to be more beneficial for the human race? Us incinerating money on these LLMs just to still have hallucinations, just to still have code slop? Or should we be looking to advance the human race by discovering life on other planets?
I mean, we'd already be there, buddy.
That this money would be better.
We'd already be there if we didn't have the level of corruption in our government and our corporations and all this stuff that's let run because people get a little bit of like, come back to the office. We need your help again. I guess we got rid of you too soon. Sorry. Like, they're not going to get rid of you in 2 seconds the moment they can. Like, that group of people, they need to be stopped. And the only way to stop them is to retract and do something different. And so I hope those people that just got laid off don't try to go right back into the lion's den again. I hope they pull out and do something else. We'll see.
Better spent on, and unfortunately everyone's under the control of these companies. They have just completely bought in, and it's just similar to the boom. So with every boom there will be a bust. Software engineers, I couldn't agree more with this video. You will be employable. You will be very much needed going forward. So,
but not these big fucking corporations. They need to go off and crawl off and die. They need to become irrelevant again. By like all the rest of them. If you don't know the history of these mega corporations, they only last about 10 years anyway. They have a peak and then they 3M, Honeywell, RCA, there's a whole bunch of them. Not TRW, what is it? There was a whole bunch of them. AOL, these things were massive giants. Everyone wanted to be around and be part of them. Microsoft, even though Microsoft, what a mess, guys. Apple's the only one that seems to be halfway decent because they're not jumping on every damn hype train. putting AI in everything, making it the AI slopification of every goddamn thing. Ugh.
Don't be all down. The real issue here is obviously offshoring and visas that are more
That has to stop as well. If we're gonna have if we're not gonna be just economic zone B, and if that's what we are, that's what we are. But if we're gonna have a real country again, United States and citizens and all stuff, that citizenship means anything. It's not just H-1B slave class they can import. It's like fucking slave class. If America cannot run on without slavery, then we got real problems. If this is a society that requires slavery to operate properly, we got real problems.
more impactful than AI. All right, y'all. Tell me what you think of this video. I will see you in the next one.
I did. All right, and I'll see you in the next one too. And give me a like and subscribe, and I'll keep ranting. It's my favorite thing to do. God dang it.